Hey everybody, DM Gallibond here. Welcome to Monster Monday for June 6, 2022. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the Relic Sloth from Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos, and we're going to look at a few homebrew variants that I have created so you can take this monster and challenge parties of other tiers of play. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, shall we? The Relic Sloth comes to D&D out of Magic the Gathering, as most of the monsters from the Strixhaven campaign do. The Relic Sloth is a beast card, 5 casting cost, that appeared in the Strixhaven School of Mages expansion back in 2021. Now, to cast this, you need at least 1 red mana, 1 white mana, and 3 mana of any additional color. So then it's got a mechanic called Vigilance. Vigilance means that the creature can attack without tapping, and that means it can block on the turn after it attacks without having to be untapped. It also has a keyword called Menace, which means that when the creature attacks, the defender must devote at least 2 creatures to block it. So, from the card artwork, it's depicted as a very large creature with a stance similar to a giraffe, but retaining the long, curved claws of the real-world sloth creature that lends this monster its name. And if you notice, if you look really close at the artwork on the card, it is one of those creatures that looks like on its front legs, it looks like it actually kind of walks on its knuckles. And the fingers sort of trail along the ground, and then those big curving scythe claws come up from out of the ends of those toes. All right, so flavor text indicates a slow creature, but its pace is safer for the priceless artifacts that mages are hunting when they go on long expeditions with these creatures. Now, in the terms of the official literature that accompanied the Strixhaven expansion in Magic the Gathering, Relic Sloth doesn't feature in any of the main or side stories that were published as part of that expansion. And it seems to be a card that just was created to fill a niche in terms of some of the mechanics that they wanted to include in the set. All right, now if we turn our attention from the Magic the Gathering expansion and look at the D&D campaign, the Relic Sloth is included in the Friends and Foes sections of the Strixhaven campaign, but it does not feature anywhere in any of the encounters, nor is it described in any of the exposition of the campaign at all. So, from the monster description, it's primarily used as a beast of burden by Strixhaven faculty and students who are doing off-campus archaeological digs to find magical and arcane artifacts. Now, it makes sense in that context that the monster doesn't appear in the campaign because the entire action of the whole campaign is set on campus. There's no time that the PCs have to leave the campus and go elsewhere. So let's take a look at its description in D&D. So the monster is not described as being very exciting. CR2 beast, meaning that it's only going to pose a threat for a low-level Tier 1 party. Okay, Relic Sloths travel at an excruciatingly slow pace, deliberating every step and moving only when necessary. But this caution makes these hulking creatures perfect for traversing treacherous and crumbling ruins where other beasts of burden would falter. The distinctive sickle-shaped claws on a Relic Sloth's forelimbs are primarily used for climbing, though they can fend off a hungry predator in a pinch. And then in terms of lore, what we learn about the monster is for long expeditions, Lorehold mages often employ Relic Sloths to haul adventuring equipment and excavated artifacts, so long as their study isn't in any particular hurry. And then tactics, we really don't get any tactics about this monster. It has only one attack, and the attack is with those claws. It has a relatively high attack bonus for its challenge rating, and does respectable damage for a CR2 monster. And these claws can grapple an opponent on a successful hit. Also, as a nod to the vigilance keyword in Magic, the Relic Sloth is not moved out of its space, nor can it be knocked prone by effects that normally would move or knock prone other characters. And oftentimes those are certain attacks by some kinds of monsters or certain spell effects that will do those types of effects to creatures. All right, the Relic Sloth, just as in Magic the Gathering and D&D, it's a beast, and beasts are non-humanoid creatures that typically don't have a whole lot of magic, and they are just a natural part of the fantasy world. All right. Now, in this new era of Monster Monday, we're not going to so much go and take a look at the source book and detail all of the elements. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the mechanics of the creature as it's written, and then we're going to talk about how we can use that block, these mechanics, and expand to make other kinds of variations of this creature. So this is the base Relic Sloth, and for the purposes of Monster Monday here, I am calling this the Juvenile Relic Sloth. So it's got an armor class of 13, 76 hit points, 8d12 plus 24. It's a CR2 monster. The attack bonus is plus 7, which, like I said, that's pretty good for a CR2 monster. Damage bonus is plus 5, owing to its great strength. So its full attack is 1 claw attack for 2d8 plus 5. And it doesn't have any resistances or immunities. The special attack is the grapple. On a successful claw attack, a target is grappled, and it's a DC 15 escape. So the Relic Sloth can grapple up to 2 targets at one time. So because it only has one attack, it can only grapple 1 target on each round, but it can grapple 1 with its claw. Presumably that would be its right claw, and then another one with presumably its left claw. So other special abilities, the reaction is slow but steady. So when it's subjected to an effect that would move it out of its current space or knock it prone, it is neither moved nor is it knocked prone. So that is the run-of-the-mill standard Relic Sloth that we are presented in the campaign. Now let's take a look at some variants. So now this is a Relic Sloth that is suitable to throw against a Tier 2 party. And what I call this is the adult Relic Sloth. If the standard one is the juvenile, this is the adult. Well, again, it's a AC 13. It's got 124 hit points, so it's a little bit beefier. It's now a CR8 monster, and its attack bonus has jumped up to a plus 10. And now its damage bonus is plus 7 because it's getting a little bit of extra juice here in terms of the strength that it uses to attack. So the full attack is 2 claw attacks, whereas the juvenile has just 1 claw attack. Now the adult can attack twice, and each attack deals 4d8 plus 7 damage. And then once again, the special attacks are that grapple, same as the previous one, except the DC has bumped up from 15 to 17. And then its other special abilities, it still has that same reaction. And so it's just basically very similar to the original Relic Sloth, but added a little more hit points, added an extra attack, added a bit more of an attack bonus to make it a slightly tougher challenge for your party. All right, now we have the Relic Sloth that I designed for Tier 3, and I'm calling this one the Relic Sloth Elder. Now, its armor class has bumped up a little bit, so it's now an armor class 17 creature, not armor class 13 like the other two. Has 196 hit points, so again, it's a little bit beefier, bigger, heftier bag of hit points. It has a CR of 15. Now, its attack bonus has jumped up to plus 12. So now it is able to hit much, much, much more easily. And it's got 3 attacks now instead of 2. So the damage bonus is once again plus 7, just like the adult. So 2 claws, those do 68 plus 7 damage each. And then it has a gore attack, which, if you look at the artwork, you've got all these tusks on the sloth, but there's nothing in the way the creature is written and nothing mechanical about those being anything other than potentially decoration. Well, now by the time it gets to an elder, now it's using those as a way of attacking creatures. So it's goring an enemy with those big tusks that are out of its mouth. So the gore will deal 66 plus 7 damage, and it requires a strength saving throw of DC 19, or it will knock the target prone. So now the special attacks are the grapple. Successful claw attack still grapples a target. That DC is once again bumped up to 19. And the reaction is just the same as it was, slow and steady. So a little bit more of a challenge, an extra attack. So now we've gone from 1 attack to 2 attacks to 3 attacks. And now not only can it potentially grapple, but it can also knock enemies prone with that goring attack from its mouth. And then we obviously have Tier 4 play, so we need one more version of the Relic Sloth. And this is what I like to call the Relic Sloth Matriarch. This is the top of the line Relic Sloth. So this one is an AC 19 monster, has 222 hit points. It is a CR 21 monster, and it has 4 attacks. And the attack bonus on those 4 attacks is all plus 14. And the damage bonus is plus 7, plus 7, plus 7 for the 3 attacks that we have come to know and love. And then that 4th attack gets a plus 10. Why? It's a little bit different. I wonder what's going on with that. Okay, so the first 3 attacks, we know what these are. The claws, 8d8 plus 7 slashing damage. The gore is 8d6 plus 7 piercing damage. And a strength saving throw, DC 21, or be knocked prone. Now, the 4th attack is a ranged attack where it spits poison bile. And the range on that spitting poison bile is 30 feet, and it deals 10d8 plus 10 poison damage with a con saving throw DC of 21 to take only half damage. So now this Relic Sloth Matriarch, now it doesn't have to be right up on you in order to attack you. You can be farther away, and it can hit you with poison damage. So it doesn't have any resistances, but now, of course, because it uses poison, it has picked up immunities to poison damage and immunities to the poison condition. And the special attacks include the grapple with the claws, DC 21 escape, and the other special abilities, slow but steady. All right, and that is the way we are going to be looking at monsters going forward in terms of reskinning these monsters and making them something new and wonderful and interesting. All right, so I am DM Gallibond. This has been Monster Monday. If you have been watching this far, I really appreciate if you would like the video, share the video, and click the post notification bell so that you get notified every time new content drops. Now, there are 3 live streams that I do every week, and as of now, those live streams are actual play game sessions. So Sunday afternoons, we have Walker of Waterdeep, which crosses the streams between D&D and Magic the Gathering. On Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m., we have the Sword Coast Chronicles, which is another 5th edition game, D&D. And on Saturday nights, we have a 2nd edition D&D game, which is Saturday Night Greyhawk. And right now, they are going through the original Temple of Elemental Evil adventure, which has been slightly retuned for 2nd edition rules. Now, you can find all of the live streams over on Twitch, on the Twitch channel, and you can find all of the archives of live streams and all the archives of these videos that we do over here on the YouTube channel. There's also a Patreon in case you guys want to throw a few bucks our way and help us to create even more content. All right, now next week we are going to continue looking at the monsters from Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos, by having a look at the Ruin Grinder, which is a very interesting construct. And we'll talk about how you can make Ruin Grinders that will be a challenge for other tiers of play as well. All right, we hope we will see you there. Once again, I have been DM Gallibond. Hope you have a wonderful week. Good night, and watch out for the monsters under the bed. Take care, everybody.